Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us here on Coaches Need Coaches, the series with Brenda Hare and myself. And we are just kind of discussing how I have leveled up in my life, especially in the area of my health being my journey to bikini competition and how I'm starting to work towards that. Just enjoy the antics, be able to do. Please, if you do like what you see and you want to get to know us a little bit better and be notified, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell beside that, and you will be notified when that happens. And then also give us a like, comment as to what area you're leveling up in, as well as what you want to accomplish this year. So I'd love to be able to hear back from you. Brenda and I would be so excited to be able to talk with you guys. And please forgive the fact that there are technical difficulties within this. I think that my camera is either possessed, persnickety, or just user error, which I think is more the case. But anyway, we are learning and growing, and I appreciate you hanging out and hanging with us as we try to grow and learn through all this. Anyway, I will see you guys on the flip side. Thanks so much again for joining us, and peace out.
Hey friend. I'm so glad that you could join me today.
In your lovely home.
Yes. Hi guys.
Hi.
We are back and we have changed venues. We figured I would rather not look like a little child next to her. So
We have equal chairs
today. So Brenda, the author, fantastic. This is Brenda Hare, the author of Save the Buttertubs.
Thank you.
And of course just me. So anyway,
She's pretty wonderful.
So anyway.
So speaking of, today we are going to talk about you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a challenge going on right now.
Yes.
The 5-day level up challenge.
Yes, you do.
And you have leveled up your life.
I have.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay.
So what made you decide to level up in this area of your life? And what area of your life are you leveling up in?
You're talking about this being YouTube or what?
No, I'm talking about Miss Bikini Competition.
Bikini competition. All right. Well, actually kind of came by accident. So what happened was...
Tell me, girl. Tell me.
Tell you. No, seriously. Spell it. I hurted myself 2.5 years ago. I don't know if you remember that or not. I hurt myself.
Hurt yourself. Okay.
But
not on purpose.
No, I was walking my dog because I do benign things and hurt myself. And so I was walking my dog. Ended up getting clipped from behind. He decided to annihilate a street sweeper, and I got clipped from behind. And whenever I landed, I hurt myself, and I found out that I completely severed ligaments in my knee and fractured my leg. And in doing that, I went to the doctor after a long, arduous time for that, and they said that I didn't have to have surgery. All I had to do was just work out. Thank God for him. He was amazing. And so I started, it took a year, and I was too afraid to go to the gym because I was afraid I was going to mess it up by myself. And so I ended up joining another gym, finding a trainer, and through that, because I found confidence, I didn't have confidence with myself to know, I started seeing changes, and I wanted more, and I know that I end up just saying squirrel, and I can just lollygag around, and I figured, okay, I need a goal. You hear all this stuff, you need a goal, you need, time frame, be specific, deadline if you can, that kind of stuff. So I started kind of becoming more self-aware of trying to figure out, okay, what are my hang-ups? Okay, so I get distracted. I need a date. How can I end up doing a date? I don't want like just to be healthier. It's not specific enough. And then I'm searching YouTube. Can find anything on YouTube.
Anything on YouTube.
And it was all these fitness trainers, not these. And I didn't want to follow like young 20 and teens because
You're not.
I am 45 freaking years old, and I'm so excited about this year. You know, I really am.
Yeah, it's nice to be over 40. You know, people think that being over 40 is not good, but when you're over 40, you really don't care anymore what people think, and it's
Yeah.
really lovely.
Yeah. Well,
It's a 40 freedom is what I call it.
oh.
Yeah, the 40 freedom. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what happens at 50.
Oh. Man. So anyway, hi. No. So I did that, and I found So I found that I wanted to do fitness competition and do bikini competition, something of that nature. And I found out that you had to dance during fitness competition. I was like, no. And someone, I met this other trainer and said, oh, you got enough sass to be able to do a bikini competitor. I said, I don't want to compete, but okay, yeah, I'll compete. And so I started doing that, and then it's really changed my life on so many different levels. You find that you push through things. It's a mental game, and that's kind of why I've started my YouTube, is because of that. It is a mental game, and it helps you through all areas of your life, and then you can push through that physically, then you can do pretty much anything else. It's that kind of thing.
Okay, so let's back up for a minute. So you had a personal trainer, so that was kind of a system that you put in place to help you reach the goal.
I relied on their system. Is
Okay.
pretty much it, because I did not have the
knowledge of
the
that
wherewithal,
point. Yeah.
to be able to have that.
Especially for such a big goal, because it's different than just I'm going to lose some weight. Like it's
Well,
a different
just losing
mindset.
weight itself. Just don't even look at the bikini competition
Yeah.
part of it, but just trying to change your lifestyle completely and introduce a whole bunch of other stuff. And don't you love my dogs when they
I
bounce?
love your dogs.
It's fantastic.
Come on, Allie. I know you want to be a YouTube star.
Hi, this is Allie,
This
guys.
is Allie. She's our little lap dog.
But yeah, so just being able just to kind of change that, you need to rely on someone else that either has the knowledge or has been there. I prefer someone that has both, has been there and has the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, to be able to do instead of people talking out their butts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want somebody with the real life experience.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what other? So you said it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
So what other changes have you implemented?
Again, mostly all mental. So you have to kind of understand this is a lifestyle. So this is going to change. You have to accept that this is going to be it as far as that goes. And then sometimes you have to be your own advocate and fight for, like, you don't have to do the bland, healthy foods. You can find good foods. You just have to change your perspective and that sort of
You
thing.
have to trick your brain to think other food is good that's not good.
No. No.
No, it's
No.
actually good. The crazy stuff you eat is actually good.
Sometimes. No,
Well, the
I'm,
soup you had the other night was really good.
yes. But like, okay, so, you know, I'm plant-based. Well, mostly plant-based. Every now and again I jump off the wagon and go, burger. That kind of thing. But, so there's these meat substitutes and different things of that nature to where you still want to be able to have, like, or feel that you have meat. Some suck and are cardboard or is spongy, and then you
Well,
choose.
some are actually better. Because with this new system that I put in place, I recently tried like a veggie burger frozen patty thing.
Yeah.
And it actually was more flavorful than the hamburger
Yeah.
that I had last night.
Well, that's what I was about to get to, is that you can also find one that is just amazing. Like I started doing this one, I got this new cookbook and it was amazing, and I started.
She lost me in a cookbook.
Yeah. So I like to cook, she doesn't. So I'll just cook for her, and then
She's gonna try to convince me that cooking this weird stuff is easy.
I'm
But
not
I
going
don't
to try
cook-
to convince you. I'm just going to introduce you to things, and then you can choose. And that's
Okay.
that's the whole point. Is that You get introduced to things, and you're
because
open.
it has to be a system that works for you, or you're not going to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were talking about buying healthy foods ahead of time,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing, and that helps. Is that if you already know like your hang-ups or your challenges, then there's a workaround.
Yeah.
To be able to get there. There's somebody else's system you can rely on.
Yeah. Well, and the easiest workaround is just don't bring it in the house, right? If you know it's not good for you,
right?
don't bring it in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you don't have it and can't be tempted by it.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
I tend to talk in circles sometimes.
No, it's good. I think it's important that you chose out of necessity, basically.
Yes.
Which is often the case, right? People don't have a choice.
Girl had no money.
Yeah. Well, I had no money,
insurance.
But, yeah, and you had to get your knee fixed, so it was out of necessity. You had to do this to get better.
Yes, I stand up for my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the case with a lot of people, right? So they have whatever health benefits come up, or health problems, diabetes, or they're severely overweight and it causes joint pain or causes whatever.
Right.
Now it's a necessity. It's not just I want to be skinny again, but it's like I really need this in my life.
Yeah, for health reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like that, because you said a little bit, you touched on this a little bit earlier, because I really believe that once you get a good system, you can transfer it to any area of your life. So now that you have kind of a system in place for your health goals, do you feel like you can take that same system and apply it to your YouTube goals or your work goals, those kind of things?
Yes and no. So I get hung up on overthinking. So that's where the systems and you talked about implementation and being help people to implement, and sometimes I need that. And I was thinking last night and this morning I had the same kind of thoughts you had mentioned previously, and I mess it up every time, so you're gonna have to fix it for me. But it was about action, clarity. Yes,
clarity comes through action.
Yes,
clarity comes through action.
And so I think that if I have just a road to go on, you were talking about systems. So if I have a road to go on, then yes. But sometimes it's hard to transfer like that system, because I'm thinking specifically about this.
Okay. So when you have a system in place, so you hired a trainer that now knows how to get you in the shape that you want to be in for this bikini competition.
Yes.
Okay, so you signed up for the 5-day challenge.
Yes.
And you shared your one word, because we're at the one word part today. Yeah.
I did.
And so your one word covers all areas of your life.
Yes.
So how do you see that fitting in those different areas?
My one word is intention, or being intentional. I want to be able to address each area of my goals, at least one thing a day. That's my system that I've put in place.
Okay.
So be intentional with my words. Be intentional with my actions, reactions, because I had something not great happen to me this morning, and I was intentionally going, no, this is going to be a good day. They must need it more than I did. I got stolen from. And
if you're watching this, you should bring it back.
Yes, please.
Just leave it on the porch. We won't ask questions.
Right? Or break into my car again and put it back in my car. It would be great. But be intentional with my friendships and build on those. Be intentional with my food and not just exist. I think it's mostly just that I don't just exist through life or just get in survival mode, because I don't know about you, but that kind of pisses me off. That whenever I realize that I've done that,
because it's just real stagnant, right?
Well, we only have one life, we only have 1 minute, and we've wasted it.
Yeah.
And you can't get that back.
See, I love that you feel like you don't understand how to take systems across the board, but you just described exactly how to do that. So when you're focused on your one word, your intention, your outcome for the year, you want to have a more intentional life.
Okay.
So now you're going to be more intentional in each area, and you just are applying that outcome to each area, and then the systems will come, right? Because how do you become more intentional in your friendships? You make a plan to spend every Monday with your friend, and it happens. And so I think it's the same. It applies. So you the overarching, title of your year is intention. And then each of those, how do you do that in each of those areas becomes your system.
And see, my hang up is I overthink things. And so when you were asking me that, I'm overthinking, I'm like, okay, you got to do this step, like break it down into how I do my workouts.
Yeah.
To be able to do and say, okay, now how do I end up applying that to this step. I was like, that doesn't really apply.
Yeah.
Because I overthink it.
Yeah. So does it help to think of it as take a step back and say, okay, now how do I apply intention to this area of my life?
Yeah. And so that's basically what I did. I think I showed you. So I wanted to have 3 goals, and it turned into 9. But
I don't know anybody that just has 3 areas in their life. I mean, what are everybody has
I wanted
more.
to simplify, because the thing is again, I overstretch and I overthink because I'm an overachiever.
Yeah, but I don't think, really, at the end of the 5-day challenge, I'm going to teach on vision board. And there's 7 areas that you should have on your vision board.
Yeah.
And that's to me 7 areas of your life. So you have a couple more than 7, but you've probably just broken down those 7 categories a little deeper than.
Yeah, a little bit. One is just my mom and dealing with that, because my mom moved.
But you also have relationships
and,
on the list. Right. So that's just an extension of the others. So there's really 7 total. And we'll share this with you later.
Yes. So,
stay tuned.
Right? Stay tuned. But just, I've lost track of where I was.
Well, you were saying that how you had 3 goals, and then as you started working through those 3 goals, it kind of spread out to
it spread out. And then what I did was just say, okay, well, how can I? You were saying being more intentional, because I asked myself that question. So, yay!
See, she's so much further ahead than she thinks she is. She is truly leveling up. This is all there really is to it, is to be breaking down what the outcome is you want in your life, breaking it down and working backwards and saying, how do I get to this outcome?
Yes.
And so often people they choose this crazy dream at the end of, at the end of this year, I want to be a size 2, and then they don't ever work backwards, and then at the end of the year, they end up being a size 22 instead, because they had no plan in place on how to get there. And so
planning is so huge.
It is. That's where the system, that's the how. How do we get there? That's where the system comes in place.
But I've also found that when you plan, and because we're human, we're not going to make it sometimes. Life happens,
absolutely.
and that's the thing. And you have to give yourself grace enough to go, okay, there's this. All right, next hour, next day.
You experienced that with your bikini competition. You had a goal set, and then some life happened, so you experienced that. So what would you say was the benefit of trusting the process and continuing the process, even though you had some setbacks?
Just realizing, giving myself grace, and being able to say, okay, well, I can do this. Okay, I had to refigure out my why and revisit it. I had to look back on my journals to be able to see, no, why am I doing this again? Have I? Yeah. Is this really what I want? Because my life changed.
Yeah, and I know you posted some before and after pictures. So
yes,
the progress that you had already made wasn't wasted. You had made a great deal of progress.
Yes. So anyway, by the way, this is Henry. Say hi, Henry.
That's a good motivation, though. Yeah. So we're going to talk more about vision boards at the end of this 5-day challenge.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see that, by the way.
Yeah, having those vision boards are so important, because knowing where you want to go and actually visualizing it is so important.